Hey there, beading friends. This is Kristen Fagan here with SilverSilk Company with a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. First of the new year. I'll be on with you in just a moment. Well, hello. Happy New Year. Kristen Fagan here with SilverSilk Company for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. I am here on Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time to share a jewelry making tutorial with you. So if you're first time here, welcome, Happy New Year. And if you are a regular, welcome back. Hi, Lydia. Great to see you. Hope everyone had a nice winter break. Hey, Sarah and Tony. Thank you. Sarah says, love SilverSilk. We love you too, Sarah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Diane. 2022. So for how long am I going to be writing 2021 on all of my documents and papers? I tend to do that for like 3 months at the beginning of the year before it dawns on me that, yeah, we are in a new year, right? Anyone else guilty of doing that? I'll probably file names wrong and all sorts of stuff until March. Sarah says. Yep, Lydia says me too. Yep. It just takes a while, right? To really let it sink in that, hey, we're in a new year. And if you're like me, we don't write very much anymore. So that probably makes it take even longer, right? So that we're not dating things as often as maybe we once were. Hey everyone. So I'm going to be playing with the Rosé All Day bead mix, which is from the Rosé All Day jewelry making design kit that we offered here at SilverSilkCompany.com. It's currently sold out. It sold out last week. And so I'm going to show you what was in the kit. You can no longer get this specific kit. The Rosé All Day is sold out. However, we launched our newest kit, which is the Lunar New Year. So that is the one that you can now find on our website while supplies last. And it'll give you an idea of what kind of stuff is included in our kit when I show you what was in our Rosé kit. They're all mystery kits. We do not reveal them until later in the month. So you purchase them most likely as a mystery unless you happen to grab it if we have a few left after the reveal, which is kind of hit or miss. They're not always available after the reveal. And we curate them, we pick a theme, we always include things like findings and wire, something to string your items on, as well as beads, and then there's some other extras in there, but they're always a different mix, right? So it's a lot of fun. Sarah and I spend a lot of time working on the themes for you, coming up with some new fresh ideas. And it's always a blast to finally get to the point where we reveal the kit and then we get to create with it. And most importantly, we get to see you all create with it. So if you are new to us and you're on Facebook, join us over in the SilverSilk VIB Studio Facebook group. It's a wonderful community, and constantly growing. Lots of great inspiration, and we do a monthly challenge based on our kits. So if you purchase a kit, you will see a flood of inspiration with what everyone is making with that same kit. So it gives you a lot of ideas and things to work with, which makes it a wonderful kit for beginners and seasoned beaders alike, because you can get inspired by what everyone's making, and all the different levels of jewelry making that is in that particular group. So let's see. Lydia says she does that when the months change too. You have a hard time moving on to the next month. I totally get it. And thanks, Lydia. Lydia says Softlex does a great job on the monthly kits. Yeah, it's really become a signature thing for us. And not only that, but it's a lot of fun for everyone involved, right? It's fun to choose the beads. It's fun to come up with a theme. It's fun to share it and then watch you all go to town creating with it. If you're not on Facebook and you still want some inspiration, we have a lot of our videos here right on YouTube. So you can check out the Softlex Company YouTube channel for the videos that Sarah and I make, as well as we try and share when other designers make stuff with our products too. And we also have a blog. So you can go to softlexcompany.com and scroll to the bottom. You'll see our 6 latest blogs right there on the homepage. Or you can go to the School of Design, which is back up at the top. Click on Beading blog there, and you'll get a list of all of our articles. You can search for specific kit names, and you can see what people have made in the kits, because we do a roundup at the last Wednesday of every month. When we reveal our next kit, we do a roundup of the kit previously. So last Wednesday, Thomas and Damien did a wonderful job gathering all things that you guys created with the retro Christmas kit, and you can see a roundup right there in our blog of all sorts of designs people have made. And if you're in our email list, you'll get continuous inspiration through that, because we share videos and tutorials throughout the month. We also share a link to those roundups when we do them. Let's see. All right. Let's get going. So a couple of things to mention. Softflexcompany.com's current sale right now is a $10 gift for you when you spend $49 or more on a retail priced order. It's automatic. So if you're shopping as a retail customer, you just add over $49 subtotal. It'll automatically take off $10 of your total. We have free shipping when you get over $65. And what else is going on? And we have our Lunar New Year kit launch, as well as a secondary kit launch. We're doing a Galentine's Day party with our friends over at Jesse James Beads. There'll be 4 designers, Sarah and I, Wendy Whitman, and Brittany Shavers, that'll be participating, as well as Sarah James will be there with Jesse James Beads. And we're similar to our trick or treat party, if you happen to catch that one. So really looking forward to that. That's 2 days of jewelry making workshops. There are 2 kits to get from that. There's the supply kit that you get from us at softlexcompany.com. And then you go over to jessejamesbeads.com and you purchase their Galentine's bead kit, and then you'll have everything you need to design along with us during that Galentine's jewelry making party. The dates for that are January 20th and 21st, or 19th and 20th. Damien, will you take a look and just verify that for me? I am not exactly sure. I know it's the Thursday and Friday. The end of January 20th and 21st. Thank you. And it'll be in the evening, and you can watch the replays if you miss anything, or if you watched it live with us but you want to go back and watch it. and pause and, watch it more slowly, you're going to be able to do that. So pretty fun, excited about that. I think that's all I have to share today. And let's get down to the beading table, see what we've got working with here. So I'm going to share with you all of the things that were in the kit. And we're also going to make these fun little earrings with some SilverSilk from my stash. So that wasn't in the kit. So I'm going to share with you first what was in the kit, and then we'll work on our project. So the Rosé All Day kit came with our Rosé gold color. This was supposed to be our champagne color, which is our regular product in the Extreme Flex product line, beading wire. It was just slightly off. It wasn't exactly the right color. Let me put my light on for a second too. That'll help out. So it wasn't exactly the right color. So it was kind of just, it wasn't able to go into our regular product line, but it was such a pretty color that we decided to include it in our Rosé All Day bead kit. And we put some on sale in the outlet section. I think we sold out of the medium diameter. There might be a few more. They have to go look in the warehouse, but as of right now, I know it is sold out online in the medium, but we do still have it in the outlet for the fine diameter, and we're selling it at 50% off of its normal regular cost if it would have been our Champagne Extreme Flex correct color. But it's really pretty, and it was kind of a catalyst for this Rosé All Day kit. So inside the kit, you received a few check glass bead strands. We've got this beautiful strand here. And all of our kits come with a little sheet that tells you the size and what the items are. Let me see if I have mine nearby. Doesn't look like I do. But this looks like it's about 8 millimeters of the clear check glass beads. Then you got these beautiful pink, like dusty, dark pink glass pearls. These lovely frosted cathedral beads. These are some of my favorite. I've always enjoyed this particular check glass bead shape. I feel like it can be very vintage. It could be dressed up. It can be dressed down. I've always really dug it. So very pretty. And then 3 short strands of rondelles in clear crystal. I think this is called Vitek. And then this soft pink color. And you can buy these at softflexcompany.com singly, or you can buy a bundle. We have a bundle of about, I think it was 6 strands, and you'll get a discount if you buy the whole bundle. You can check that out in our check glass bead shopping section online if you want to pick up some of those. And you would just go to softflexcompany.com, beads, and then within beads, click on check glass, and that's how you'll get to that. Yeah, exactly, Lydia. It ended up being a happy accident, not being the correct color. Totally agree. It was just so, it still is the same product and well made. It just, the color, sometimes things like that happen, and the color just wasn't exactly what it was supposed to be. So we're glad we were able to find a use for it. Totally, Becky says, a lot of vintage looking jewelry can be made with that kit. I totally am, Karen. Karen says, I love Softflex. You're a troublemaker, showing me all of the beautiful beads. I like that. I'm a bead troublemaker. So in this kit, we had a few findings as well. There were two pairs, four total of our ear wires in silver. One lobster clasp, also in silver, and then our gold-filled 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. And we did that just because there were some gold in the bead mix along with the silver, so we kind of mixed and matched. And you can always use stuff from your own stash depending on what you end up creating with. We had these two sweet snowflakes added in there, snowflake charms, and then this really lovely lovebird charm from our friends over at Vintage. That was a special inclusion in this particular kit. I thought I was going to make something with this because I really think it's lovely, and combining it with these cathedral beads is something I'm totally planning on doing. But it's just not what happened when I sat down and started playing with the beads this morning. So, that tends to be the case, right? I got to kind of go with what feels right at the moment. So next we have the Rosé All Day bead mix. So this bead mix was included in the kit. It's made exclusively for Softlex Company from our friends over at Jesse James Beads. It is currently available separately on our website, so you can pick up just this bead mix. Since the kit is totally sold out, you can still get the mix while supplies last. So I'm going to be using beads from this mix to make my earrings today. So I've got these little rondelles in the white color and then this sort of pink and champagne color, and these sweet little gold hearts along with this round bead. Those are all from the mix. And then I'm combining it with some SilverSilk pearlesque chain and using some head pins from my stash and some 22 gauge craft wire to attach it. Lastly, this is a SilverSilk finding up at the top. See, it has a little SilverSilk logo on one side, and then it's plain on the other side. And this has two little holes, so it's great for putting the chain in there and then crimping it right down. So that's what we're going to make today. Well, let me show you what is in this bead mix if you decide to pick this up. Let's see what you've got in here. You've got these beautiful rose components, which would also be really fun in this earring. If I would have used that, that would have been a great option too. These lovely hearts where the hole runs side to side on these. I saw some really great ideas. Rosanna had a great earring design, and Stephanie in the VIB group made some dangles with these for a necklace. And I'm sure there's plenty more being shared as we speak. Some large square beads in a bone color, creamy color tone. Some large rondelles that are that creamy and champagne color. These would go really, really well with this wire. You can't really tell how pink these are in my hand. They're a little more pink than they're showing up. They're very light pink. Some champagne crystal cubes. Two gold and rhinestone round beads. You've got 4 of these bead caps. Two, 4, 6, 8 of these silver spacer beads. Here's a few more of those pink and champagne rondelles that we'll be using in the earring, as well as these matte white with just a hint of kind of a golden glow on one side. Also be using those in the earrings. Some of these wonderful rectangles in a light pink color, kind of a rose quartz color. And then last, we've got these sweet little hearts, and the hole runs top to bottom through the heart. We'll be using those in the earrings, as well as 2 of these beads, and we'll be using those in the earrings. I just love the frosted look on these, and they have a bit of an AB finish. Thought those were really spectacular. So from my stash, I am adding a little bit of this SilverSilk pearlesque chain. This is the copper. I think it's called shimmering copper. And this is the pearlesque because it has the holographic ribbon running through the center along with the silver ball chain. I originally picked it up out of my stash because I thought it would be a good segue to have some gold and silver together. And then I ended up just using it as a standalone earring. Hey, Deborah, thanks for joining us. Karen is asking, hey, everyone, I'm glad I caught you. What color is the wire? Karen, this is our Rosé gold color. It was put into this kit specifically. It's actually a color that was a manufacturing error. So it was supposed to be our champagne, but the color didn't come out quite right. So we labeled it as our Rosé gold color, and we did put some in the outlet shop at 50% off if you want to pick any up. The medium is what was put into the kit. I think we're currently sold out of the medium in the outlet. We didn't have a whole lot of it online. Sarah was going to check and see if we had some more. However, you can find the fine still in the outlet. So if you want to pick up the color in the fine diameter, that's still available, and they're at 50% off because of that color. It was an off color, but still a really pretty color. It's kind of a mix between like a golden and a copper, which is why we thought kind of goes with our rosé or rose gold look. All right. Oh, lastly I have here is the Rosé All Day bead strand. So this is a coordinating bead strand that goes with the kit. It was not included in the kit. It's something you'd pick up extra. And we still have some of these for sale at softluxcompany.com. These are great if you like larger beads and want to have some focal and some accent beads that you can add into your designs. Or you can use these strands kind of just as they are, string them right up, and then add some beads on the back because they are just great on their own. I think they're just about the right size if you wanted to create a bracelet. You just add your clasp and maybe a couple more little beads on the back end there, and you would have enough for that. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is make these little dangles. I'm going to use my multi mandrel tool, and I see I've got a little bit of light coming in here. Let me see if I can figure out how to move away from that a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to use my multi-mandrel tool. This is a great tool. I really love this tool. It's got all these different steps. It's got 6 different loops you can make. And what's nice is you can find the right loop for your project and then consistently make the same size loops over and over again. I found with these dangles, I want them to fit over the SilverSilk chain, and I found that the third size, so it's 1, 2, and then 3, which is the middle on this left side here, was perfect. So I'm going to make all of my loops with that mandrel size right here, and then they fit perfectly over my chain. So I am using head pins. These are gold-plated head pins. You can also use a craft wire if you wanted to. I've got some gold craft wire here in 22 gauge that I will be using to attach the bead from the side to side. So you can use something like this as well to create your own little head pins. I'm going to take 3 out, and then using my nylon jaw pliers, I'm going to go ahead and just hold the end and straighten them a little bit so they're not so wonky. I love this tool. This is such a great tool when you're working with any kind of wire item. I also have a chain nose plier and a pair of cutters. So these are all the tools I've got at my station. Nylon jaw pliers, the multi-mandrel looping plier, a pair of flush cutters, and a pair of chain nose pliers. These I got from our friend at Kay over at Star Beads. Isn't that a fun chain nose plier? It's a bit bigger than some of the tools that I'm used to using, but it's just such a fun rainbow, I think it's called electroplated style that I wanted to play with it. So first we're just going to make our dangles. We've got 2 pink and 1 of the white. And I'm just putting a little heart and then a pink rondelle. Using my chain nose pliers, I'll just grab right above the bead, bend it. Whoop. Bend it 90 degrees towards me or away from me, whichever feels better for you. And then I'm going to use that third size. I feel like these are 2 millimeter, 3, maybe that's 4. I know we say it on the product what it goes up to. So it's the third size from the smallest. I'm going to place that wire right in my tool. I'm going to go up and around like so. And then I'm just going to rotate my tool so I can pull it underneath and make my circle. Then using my chain nose pliers, might have to bend it just slightly back and then wrap. I start the wrap with my fingers, and now I'm just holding on to the loop with my fingers, and I'm trying to finish the wrap with the tool so that I can get it nice and tight, and then tuck in that wire, and I've got my first little dangle. And again, I'm using, you could use gold craft wire as well. to create your own head pins, but today I just felt like using head pins. Repeat that with a frosty white rondelle. So how many of you here have used SilverSilk before? I know we've had it in some of our past kits. We sometimes add it in there. And we've had it on our website. And of course, we do a lot of collaborating with our friend Nilay Patel over at SilverSilk. There's two. And I totally smushed my manicure. I tried to make my nails look all nice and pretty today. Jewelry making can be hard on your hands sometimes, huh? Hard on my manicure. Becky says 2 to 9 millimeters. I need to get a pair of those pliers. Yeah, I find they come really in handy when you're trying to get a loop to fit over something specific like I'm doing today. And also if you're just trying to create a bunch of consistent sizes. Karen has never used it. She would like to. Is it easy to use? Yeah, it is pretty easy to use. I mean, you can use it super easily just as a chain and hang on there some pendants and things like that. So that could be like the simplest way, right? And then you can thread, because it's a knitted chain, there's a little holes all throughout, openings like knitted, so you can thread through. I know Danielle Wicks just shared some really beautiful designs she did where she threaded through. Let's see if I can get this guy to just tuck under. Get in there already. There we go. Okay. Rosalinda has. Marianne has. Diane has a lot of SilverSilk. Happy New Year, Kathy. Rosalinda just used it this past weekend at the Stardust and Sparkle event. Yes. Nilay just hosted a great New Year's event. It's called Stardust and Sparkles. Catherine's used it too, and she loves it. I'm sure he had a lot of fantastic designs. I know that there was a ton of things going on in the Silkies group where people were posting what they were making. So if you're using soft SilverSilk and you want more inspiration, you should, or you've never used it and you want to check it out and see how what people are doing with it, go join them over in the SilverSilk Silkies group on Facebook. And the SilverSilk YouTube channel is also fantastic. So see how lovely those just slid right on there in that size loop? That just made it so easy. Let me see how much I cut. I had double the amount of this. I only had a little bit of SilverSilk, so that's why it was perfect for, in this color anyway, that's why it was perfect for earrings. Okay, so this is 5.5 inches. So that means I used 10 inches total for this project. And I did trim this one down a little bit. So the first thing I did is just slide on my little dangles, and then I'm going to pull the two ends together to make a loop. And we want to use this bead right in the center like I did here. So I'm going to cut some craft wire, 22 gauge in the gold color to work with. I'll cut about 5 inches. Lots of love for SilverSilk. Irish Heritage says, I love SilverSilk. Stacy, she likes to use SilverSilk to make lariats because you can loosely knot it. Great tip. Cindy was also using it with designing with the stars. And Catherine hasn't used it yet. Maybe you will in the near future, in the new year. Gloria says, Happy New Year. I combine Softflex and SilverSilk a lot. Yeah, they are, they work really well together. Softflex craft wire and Softflex beading wire works really well. So right now I've got my bead here with the hole running side to side, right in the center. I'm going to just thread the craft wire through the SilverSilk in through that hole, and then thread it through on the other side. Just like so. I probably have way more wire than I need here. Find the center. And I did about 3-4 wraps on each side. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And I also wrapped from this point up. So with every wrap, I kind of went up, and I'm just using my fingers. You really want to be a little careful that you don't squeeze the SilverSilk too much because it is a knitted wire. So when you squeeze it, it will kind of squish down that shape a little bit. So I'm just using my fingers so that I can try and be gentle. And then I'll use my chain nose pliers to scrunch up those loops. Then bring my bead close to the edge, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'll also scrunch those together so they look a little bit neater. And then I'm going to just kind of pinch around my bead a little bit. Okay. And I can trim off the excess wire off the back. Using your chain nose pliers, just lightly tuck the ends down so they do not snag. Okay, so now we've got that part of our earring done, and now I have to figure out the length because I definitely trimmed a little off. the top here. So I have this inside. I'll probably want to go a little bit longer than here. You know, this is where measuring probably is a good idea. So that I know how long I did it the first time. So you'll see when you cut, there's this little ball chain that is on the inside of your SilverSilk. And your SilverSilk's not going to fray, but I do like to just kind of squeeze it down across the top, like so. Let's see how our sizing looks. All right, so there's a few ways you can end this. These are from SilverSilk. This is a little end cap, and it's got 2 channels in there to put the 2 pieces of SilverSilk, and then you'll just clamp them down with either a chain nose plier or a nylon jaw plier, or a dipped chain nose plier, meaning dipped into Tool Magic. And that looks like something like this. What that does is the Tool Magic will protect any scratching that might happen. And if you don't have that kind of end piece, you could make your own by doing some wire wrapping here and then create a little loop at the top. You can put a cone of some kind or cap over it. You can string in some craft wire and make your eye pin kind of like you would if you were using just a regular cone. But I'm going to use these little end caps. So you just slide them both in. Make sure they're tucked in there nicely. And then using your pliers, you will clamp it down like you're crimping. So I did my first one with the nylon jaw pliers, which worked well, but it's a little slippery, especially because this is kind of a thick end. And I'm doing this with you on video with my chain nose pliers that have been dipped into Tool Magic. And I have to say, I like the grip on that a little bit better because it's not quite as large and I was able to grab a hold of it a little bit more easily. It didn't fall out of my hands as much. So there we have it. Oh, this one looks like it's just a smidge longer. Can we fix it? I know that I probably shouldn't open it up. I might have to just leave it be and get another end piece, little end cap if I want to redo it. Nobody will know, right? So you can either have your SilverSilk little logo on the outside or just plain on the outside, up to you. Just make sure whichever way you decide to do it, you do it the same both times. So let me grab another ear wire. And I'm using gold ear wires. You can find these at softflexcompany.com. You just take your chain nose pliers and twist it to the side. Slide on your finding and then close it up. And there you go. Super fun. I love how these little dangles are just a little touch of love, a little touch of Valentine's Day. on the bottom there. And in this color, it's just so super elegant and pretty. Irish Heritage says, I love using the tool magic. It doesn't slide. No, it doesn't. It really, so let me just bring these up closer. It really sticks on there well, and it gives you a really great little base on your tool. And if you've never used Tool Magic before, what it is, it's a liquid that you dip your tools into, and then you let it sit overnight, and then it turns into this kind of like a nylon surface, and it's removable. So once I'm done using it, or as you can see, some like little pieces here are starting to peel off. So you can take this, just roll this right off your tool. It just comes right off, just like peeling it back, and then re-dip them. And that's a great way to reuse your tools. And also, if you decide you don't need the tool magic and you want to use your tool without it, you can easily take it off. I decided to just dip a couple of my older tools. This is a tool I've had for a really long time. And this way they just would be dipped and just ready for me whenever I needed them. Super cool. Well, thank you for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed our first design of the year together. I was really excited to play with some SilverSilk from my friend Nile, and then I combined that with the Rosé All Day Bead Mix, which is still available at softflexcompany.com. And I look forward to beading with you a lot more in 2022. Next up, you can find Sarah on Wednesday at her time, which is 3 p.m. Pacific time, on the Softflex Company YouTube channel and Facebook page for her next jewelry design video. And I look forward to the Valentine's Day party with you, and I'll see you here next Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. Have a wonderful week. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with me today. And until next time, bead your little heart out and share what you're working on in the Softflex VIB studio. Bye, everyone.